All right, let's talk about something that is a massive headache for pretty much every performance marketer out there, getting video creative. I'm not talking about just any creative, but the kind that actually converts and lets you scale your campaigns. You know that feeling, right? Where you're just stuck in this endless loop of hiring someone, getting disappointed, and starting all over again? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, this is definitely for you.
So let me just ask you this straight up, and be honest. How many video editors have you actually tried out in, say, the last 6 months, maybe a year? If you're in the trenches, running affiliate offers, or lead gen, or e-com, and you don't have some giant in-house creative department, I'm willing to bet that number is, well, it's probably a lot higher than you wish it was.
And that right there is what we're calling the editor roulette game. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that frustrating, super expensive, and just never-ending search for a video editor who gets it, who actually understands direct response. It's this painful cycle that, let's be real, so many of us are way too familiar with.
And I mean, look at this process. Does this look painfully familiar or what? Step 1, you hit up Fiverr or Upwork full of hope. Step 2, you spend your precious time carefully explaining the offer. Step 3, you even send them a bunch of winning ads as examples, thinking, okay, they've got this. And then, bam, Step 4 hits you like a truck. You get a terrible edit back. So what happens? You just pay the invoice to make them go away, and you're right back at square one. Ugh.
So what do these bad edits actually look like in the wild? Well, this list just nails it, doesn't it? You get that generic B-roll nonsense that has absolutely nothing to do with your offer. You get those weird, clunky captions that just scream, I have no idea what I'm doing. The contrast is a mess on a phone screen. There's no hook. The pacing is, well, there is no pacing. And the worst part? There's just zero, and I mean zero, understanding of what actually makes an affiliate ad work.
And here's the thing you have to realize. The result of all this isn't just a few wasted bucks. No. The real cost is so much bigger. It's your time, which you can never get back. It's your money, for sure, but it's also your momentum. It just kills your campaign's momentum and becomes this massive bottleneck, holding back your growth.
Okay, so this really gets to the heart of the entire problem, right? It's this massive difference between an ad that just looks good and an ad that actually, prints money. And that distinction, that's the thing that most video editors out there just fundamentally do not get. I mean, look at this. It's like two completely different universes. On one side, you've got what most editors are trained to do. Pretty YouTube vlogs, slick brand videos, those aesthetic reels that look nice. But on the other side, that's our world. That's the performance marketing world. We need hard-hitting hooks, super fast pattern interrupts to stop people from scrolling, and CTAs that are impossible to miss. They're not even playing the same sport. So let's break it down even further. What does a Prince Money ad actually need? This right here, this is the checklist. It's not a nice-to-have list. It's a must-have list. You've got to have that strong hook in the first 2 or 3 seconds or they're gone. You need those fast cuts, the pattern interrupts. You need everything to look good on mobile with clean captions. And this is a big one. You need multiple variations so you can test and find out what actually works. These are the absolute requirements.
And honestly, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? They edit for looks good, we need Prince Money. Big difference. It is such a big difference. And that gap, that's the gap that is costing marketers an absolute fortune.
All right, so we've spent a lot of time talking about the problem, and I think we can all agree it's a real pain. So what's the solution? What does a better way actually look like? Well, let's dive into what's being presented as a specialized on-demand service that was built specifically for people like us.
So yeah, there's a new kind of service out there that was apparently built from the ground up to solve this exact problem. Its whole reason for existing is to fix this headache for performance and affiliate marketers. And that service is called ADSBABE.com. Now, you could call it video editing on demand, but the really crucial part of that description is the end of it. Designed from the ground up for affiliate and performance marketers. See, that's the key. It's about ditching the generalist and finally working with a specialist.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in practice? Let's take a look at the process, what the real benefits are, and, of course, what it costs.
Okay, remember that painful 5-step nightmare we talked about earlier? Now look at this. It's so much simpler. Step 1, you tell them what you need. Step 2, you can add some examples if you want to, but it's optional because they're supposed to already know what they're doing. And then, Step 3, you get your ads back in a few hours. That's it. It's that simple.
And the benefits here, they're basically a direct answer to all those headaches. No more babysitting your editor. No more endless back and forth trying to explain what a hook is. The whole idea is that they already get it. They know about lead gen, they know about compliance, and you get a simple dashboard to see what's going on. It's supposed to feel less like you're hiring a random freelancer and more like you have your very own in-house creative team on demand.
So, the big question, what's something like this going to cost you? Well, the standard price is $50 per video. And when you think about all the time and money you've probably burned playing editor roulette, getting a video that's actually built to convert for $50, that's already pretty hard to argue with.
But, wait for it, it gets even better. There's a special deal that cuts that price straight in half, down to just $25, for a complete, ready-to-run affiliate-grade video. That's just insane. Think about it. One single winning creative that you find for $25 could pay for hundreds and hundreds of future tests. The ROI is just off the charts.
And here's how you get that price. You just have to use the coupon code SEXYADS50. That's SEXYADS and the number 50.
All right, let's zoom out for a second, because this is bigger than just finding a good editor for cheap. This is about identifying the real bottleneck that's stopping you from scaling. And honestly, solving your creative problem, it's everything.
And this quote right here, this is the main takeaway. Most affiliates aren't limited by offers, they're limited by creatives. Just let that sink in. For most of us, the problem isn't a lack of good offers to run. The real problem, the thing that's holding us back, is not being able to crank out enough good video creatives to test and find a winner.
And this isn't some problem you can put off either. It's getting more critical every single day. The biggest ad platforms on the planet are going all in on video. I'm talking about Meta with their new systems, Google with PMax. These algorithms are hungry for video. And if you can't feed them a steady diet of new creative, you're just not going to be able to scale. Simple as that. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to these two paths. Which one are you on? Are you on the stuck path, waiting days for a bad edit from some random person, just burning time and money? Or are you on the scaling path, where you're able to quickly pump out new angles, test them, find the winners, and then just pour fuel on the fire?
And that brings us to the final idea here. When you think about trying a specialized solution like this, what's the worst that can happen? The absolute worst case is you save yourself a bunch of time and headaches. Not bad, right? But the best case?
You find your next winning creative. And if you run paid traffic, you know as well as I do that one single winning ad, well, that can change absolutely everything.